Well, it's Monday, and you know what that means. It's time to check in with our political analyst, Harvey Kronberg from the Quorum Report. Harvey, good to see you again.
And
Harvey,
it's good to be seen yet again.
Harvey, it appears we have a deal to end the government shutdown finally, but many Democrats feel like it might be a bad deal. They feel like the party has caved. How do you assess the deal? Did they get anything worthwhile?
Well, the 8 Democratic senators that voted are essentially breaching the situation here, are doing it for obviously a noble reason. At the end of the day, I think the optics are that the president was prepared to deny food stamps to 40 million people. The Democrats were trying to preserve health care. Whether either of those are accurate or completely true or not is irrelevant. That's the optics that we're left with. There's no upside for any Democrat to celebrate the end of the shutdown per se. So I get the bemoaning the reality, but I think they came away with as much as they were going to be able to come away with, and the optics for them, I think, will play over time better than the optics for the president.
But Harvey, we've been talking about ACA subsidies every single day, whether they were going to get them. They don't get any guarantee on ACA subsidies. All they get is a vote on it, and there's no guarantee that Republicans are going to come over. How does that factor into this?
Well, I think it actually again works for the Democrats. They went to they fought the war, they lost. The premiums are going up. We're going to have millions of people who are going to see dramatic increases in insurance costs, or are likely to lose their insurance or not be able to afford it. So again, I think it plays to the Democratic mantra that Republicans kick them off of health care.
All right, let's turn to the Senate race, because today the Wesley Hunt campaign is pushing a poll out that shows them in a virtual tie for first with Ken Paxton and John Cornyn. They have Cornyn at 26%, Paxton 25%, Hunt at 24%, undecided 26%. That looks pretty close, but how much stock do you put in that poll, Harvey?
Typically, internal polls are fundraising vehicles to demonstrate that you are a viable candidate. But there's another element here, and that is that when Hunt came on the scene, everything he did was positive. Paxton and Cornyn have been working their damnedest to raise each other's negatives. That so far nobody has tried to raise Wesley Hunt's negatives, so he's so far untouched and unscathed in all of this. So there's a certain believability to the fact, because nobody's really taken him on yet. Eventually, if their polling is showing the same thing his polling is showing, they will turn their attention to him, and we will start to find out whether true or not, all kinds of negative things about Wesley Hunt.
All right, let's go to the other side of the race, because over the weekend, Axios dropped a big story about James Tallarico. That's the sort of faith-forward candidate on the Democratic side. And they say that he's following adult performers and people tied to escort services on social media. His campaign says Tallarico follows anyone with a large following who follows him. So what do you see the impact could be on Tallarico, on his image, and on the race?
First of all, I think the most important line in the Axios story was that the campaign is also following these folks. It's not just James Tallarico. I take it at face value, just knowing Tallarico, but that doesn't impact what's gonna. You can see the attack ads, particularly coming from the Republican side. Seminary student on porn sites, and it 30 seconds. It's going to be hard to argue against. It takes explanation. But we'll find out whether or not that, I don't think that's going to have any impact in the Democratic primary, though.
All right, Harvey, very briefly, we got both Governor Greg Abbott and California Governor Gavin Newsom in Houston this weekend. Could this be a preview of the 2028 presidential race?
Certainly looks like it, doesn't it? Gavin Newsom, I think, has taken the mantle of being the chief, the towel popper in chief against Donald Trump. And of course, Greg Abbott is trying to create a situation where there's virtually no daylight between them. And he's certainly been teasing more so than ever that he has some presidential aspirations, telling
all right, Harvey, that's all the time we've got. That's Harvey Kronberg. That's Harvey Kronberg of the Quorum Report. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks much.